it's Michelle, and I am doing the mid-year book freakout tag today. I know it's a little bit past, well, it's a lot past mid-year, but I did just start this channel and I really like this tag and I think it's a really interesting one. So I'm gonna do it anyway. I hope you don't mind. Pretty much all of these books that I'm going to talk about today I'm gonna have to put up in the screen because I've either lent them out or borrowed them from the library and don't have them. The first question is, what is the best book you've read so far in 2016? So for this I went back and looked at my Goodreads ratings and tried to find out what the best book was, because there's been quite a few books that I've really enjoyed this year. And so I went back and looked, and it looks like there is just one book that I gave 5 stars to this year, and that is The Last Letter from Your Lover by Jojo Moyes. I really enjoyed this book. I really enjoyed how it was written, and I enjoyed the time span of this book. It covers about 40 years, and although the majority of the story was taking place in the 1960s, there is the last portion of the book which takes place in modern times. And our main character is Jennifer Sterling, and she basically wakes up in the hospital one day after a car accident and has no memory of anything. She has no memory of who she's married to, her family, anything like that. Without giving too much away, it is a double love story. And although it's a romance, there's a lot of mystery in this story as well, which made me really like it. Our main character starts discovering some letters signed from B, and she doesn't know who they're from, but she discovers that she has been having an affair and is really unhappy in her marriage. So she proceeds to try to find out who this B is, and that's what the story is about, is her finding the pieces to this puzzle. And the later part of the book is about a journalist who finds some letters in an archive, and she basically starts trying to piece together the story of Jennifer Sterling. And it's just really neat how Jojo Moyes wove this story together. I loved how she did that. I really enjoyed the pace of this story, and the setting and the descriptions were just amazing. So I really enjoyed this book, and that's why I gave it 5 stars. Question 2 is, what is your favorite sequel for the first half of 2016? And I really had to say that I enjoyed Winter, which is part of the Lunar Chronicles that are written by Marissa Meyer. I read Cinder, Scarlet, Cress, and Winter all in about 4 days. I couldn't put them down. I really liked them. I found it gripping and exciting, and there was always something that made me want to read a little bit further and just get one more chapter in. And so I would have to say that Winter was my favorite because it just tied up everything so nicely. All the characters ended up with who they were supposed to end up with, and without giving too much away, it was just a really great series. The next question is, what new release would you like to read but haven't yet? And for me, that book is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I've seen lots of videos describing this book, and people are really happy with it, and I just really find it intriguing. And so this is one that I would really like to read, and it came out this August. The next question is, what is your most anticipated release of 2016? And along with everybody else, I think I'm going to have to say Empire of Storms, which comes out September 6th. I'm really excited to see where this series goes. I've just recently read Heir of Fire and Queen of Shadows, and so I'm just finding the timing is just right for this book to be coming out, and I'm really excited about it. The next question is, what is your biggest disappointment so far in 2016? I'm really sorry to say that this is going to be a book that a lot of people really like, and that is The Truth About Forever by Sarah Dessen. I went into this book expecting a lot, and I didn't find that it really satisfied what I was hoping for. And although the characters' development in this story is pretty good, I just didn't find that it was exciting or intriguing enough for me to read it through. I did finish it, and it was okay. I gave it 3 stars. I didn't love it, and I was pretty disappointed with it from what I was expecting. The next question is, what is your biggest surprise from 2016 so far? And I would have to say that that book is The Silent Sister by Diane Chamberlain. I really enjoyed this book. I was very surprised by it. I wasn't expecting to really enjoy it like I did. This book is about a girl whose father dies, and she goes back home to her father's house to sort out his affairs. And in doing so and finding out different things, she finds out that she's got a sister whom she thought had committed suicide, but she finds out that this sister is actually alive. And this story is about her trying to find her sister, finding answers to what secrets her family has had over the years. And it is really great how Diane Chamberlain really uncovers this story. I found that I couldn't put it down. I just wanted to keep going to find out what was going to happen next. And the interesting thing about this story too is that the sister who is alive, her story is told as well, and we learn what it was like for her to go into hiding and why she went into hiding, and what her life was like living without her family. The next question is, who is my newest favorite author? And I would have to say Jojo Moyes is. Like I said, the book The Last Letter from Your Lover is a book that I gave 5 stars to this year, and I really enjoyed her writing. I have to admit, I'm so sorry to admit this, but I haven't read any other Jojo Moyes books yet. I do plan to. I really plan to. I have to say that I really enjoyed her writing in that book, and I will definitely check out some of her other books. The next one that I probably will look into is 1+1. I think that storyline sounds really intriguing, so I want to check that one out. The next question is, who is my newest fictional crush? And unfortunately, I don't really have one, so I'm gonna have to pass on this question. The next question is a book that made you happy, and that would be Counting by Sevens. This story was really touching. It's about a girl who lost both of her parents in a car accident, and it's about her dealing with her grief and how she is reaching out to people. Normally her life is very withdrawn, and it is about her reaching out and learning to trust other people and let people into her life, and just learning about how she's dealing with the grief of losing both parents. And it's a really touching story, and I really liked it. It made me very happy. The next question is, what is a book that has made you cry? The book that has made me cry this year is called 5 Days Left by Julie Lawson Timmer. This book was heart-wrenching and so sad. It's about our character named Mara Nichols, who recently found out that she was diagnosed with Huntington's disease. The story is about her trying to decide whether she wants to live and go downhill with her health and expose her daughter and her husband to a life of taking care of her and just seeing her get worse and worse. And it's a heart-wrenching story. It is so good, and it really touched me because, as I had mentioned in my newbie tag video, my health isn't very good. And so I really related to her and understood some of the questions she has about just not being able to be there for her family and not being able to be there for her daughter the way she wants to. She hates having to have her family look after her, and I really understood a lot of those feelings that she had. It made me tear up a lot, and I really enjoyed this book, although it is very sad. The next question is, what is the most beautiful book that you bought this year? And for this one, I actually have the physical book, and that is Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. And can you tell how beautiful this is? It's all gold, and the side of it is just gorgeous. Isn't that pretty? The next question is, what book or books do you plan to read by the end of the year? And there is a lot of books that I plan to read by the end of the year. I can't even go into them because my TBR right now is so huge, and just thinking about it stresses me out. So I'm gonna just leave that question for now. The next question is, what is your newest favorite character? And I mentioned the book The Silent Sister by Diane Chamberlain. My favorite character is Jade, who is the sister who went missing and committed suicide but really didn't. And I really enjoyed her character because it was really talking about how she struggled having to live without her family, having to live in hiding, having to keep secrets about her real identity. And I thought that that was really a strong character, and I really liked her. The last question is, who is my favorite community member? And although I have a lot of favorites, and there are so many seasoned booktubers that I love listening to, and there are a lot of new people that I am really just starting to get to know, my favorite right now is Sarah Swan, and I've been watching her channel from the beginning, and I really like it. And she's also got a scrapbooking channel, which I really watch a lot and get a lot from. So I'm going to put her link down below so you can check her out. Well, that's it, guys. That's the mid-year book freakout tag. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you got some ideas for books that you might want to read. If you have any questions at all, please leave them down below and I will be more than happy to answer them. I hope you have a great day. Bye.